Independence Day, baby. We in here on this 4th of July, still getting the workout in. And check me out with my Independence Day headbands and wristbands. I'm ready. I'm all flagged out. So the title of today's message is, how do you treat your most valuable asset? And that asset is you. This message was inspired. The past 2 weeks, I started this new workout regimen. And for months, I have not worked out. I have not made great food choices. But one of the things that has always been really, really important to me, that I have valued since I was a little kid, is going to the gym, right? Exercising. I love it. It's something I've always loved to do. And so, as I said, over the past 3 months, I've said I don't have time, all kinds of reasons just why I just really haven't made it a priority. And so I noticed over the past 2 weeks, as I began doing this thing that I know that I've enjoyed forever, I really started to feel almost like better, more confident, just all these positive feelings. And so as I self-reflected, I said, wait a minute. I said, this is really important, this idea, this thing around self-care. So just to set context, I looked up the definition of what exactly is self-care. And so the basic definition, according to Merriam's dictionary, is care for oneself. But I really love this definition right here. And this is actually from the nursing dictionary. And so it says, the practice of activities that are necessary to sustain life, health, and normally initiated and carried out by the individual for him or herself. And so when I think about self-care, I think that definition really says it well. These are things that I give to me to help me feel whole, to help me feel full, and really sustain me, right? And so it's several layers to this. You know, we have our basic things that we need, right, to take care of ourselves: sleep, proper exercise, taking care of our physical bodies. Then we have spiritual, emotional, and then as I looked at the research, one of the things that I thought was key was boundaries. Saying no. I'm expending my energy on things that I have the capacity to offer my energy to. And so I thought that was really powerful too. So these are my thoughts around self-care. So when I think about self-care and actually doing it, certain things come up for me sometimes. Just these certain myths and things that I've been taught that kind of get in the way of the self-care. So the first thing is just as I grew up, I got the message that it's better to give than receive. And actually, both of them are equally important. And so I think that in terms of the quote, is better to give than receive, that we often think about giving to others. But really, what about giving to ourselves? That is equally important, because when we give to ourselves, we have the capacity to give to others. And so I think the second one is that fine line between selfishness and self-care. So I'm literally like in there right now. I'm trying to navigate that as we speak. Because I think we're taught that it's selfish for us to do things for ourselves, because it goes back to that last quote, is better to give than receive. And so therefore we say, well, wait a minute, I'm being selfish. And so I've been doing my push-ups on that with my therapist, trying to make sense. And I said, man, I'm really is that it's very important that we take care of ourselves, and that is not a selfish act, because again, if when we take care of ourselves, number one, we teach people how to treat us, but secondly, we fill ourselves up and we have much more to give to the world. I'm going to show an analogy of that right after this. And so then I think the last thing is that at times, sometimes, because of I feel that maybe I'm being selfish sometimes when I give to myself, this guilt shows up. You know, this guilt's like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I have all these obligations. I got all these things that I need to be doing and these responsibilities. And so this book that I'm reading, The Artist's Way, it really highlights the importance of taking space to do the things that you enjoy. In life, we just get caught up. We got all this stuff that we need to do, but it's also important that in that process that we take care of ourselves so that we can show up. We can be a better daughter. We can be a better mother. We can be a better employee. We can live a more fuller life because we are doing things that fill us up as people. So just to drive this home, I want you to see this cup. This is you, right? And so we all have things that fill us up and make us feel whole, right? And so for me, I'm gonna give an example. So I'll say, oh, I went to the gym today. Yes, feeling real good. Then, oh, wait a minute, I meditated this morning. Oh, yes, wonderful, feeling real good. Oh, I had an opportunity to read and learn today. Oh, wait a minute, I had some time alone. I'm feeling excellent. And so, as you can see, the cup is full. And then let's say, oh, wait a minute, I do something else. Oh, now I'm really feeling good. And so, as you know, it is, as you see right here, it is starting to overflow. It is starting to overflow. So that means that I have more of a capacity to really show up in the world and share with others because I'm already full. So to push this a little further, I want you to think about, we had the cup, it was full, right? So Lisa Nichols, she had this great quote about overflow. And so she says, you share what's on the saucer, not what's in the cup. Because remember, if the cup is already full, it's going to overflow. There's going to be a lot of residual around the cup. And so I just want you to look at self-care like that, right? We share from what's on the overflow. I want you to think of this glass as when we are not taking the best care of ourselves. So when I think of this, I think about when I'm not getting sleep. Like I'm a little grump, and I'm a grumpy smurf. Seriously, when I'm not getting sleep. So we have a little some in the tank, but it's not as much as we have if we were taking great care of ourselves. And so it's like this. You say someone asks you to do something, and you say, "Oh, sure, I'll gladly do it." But you notice there's not a whole lot that you have to give, and so I think that's another part of self-care is knowing what's in your tank. So you give, you say, okay, yeah, sure. Someone asks something else. Absolutely, I can help. You commit yourself to another project that maybe you do or you do not have a lot in the tank to give. You say, sure, I can do that. And then you ask yourself, oh, can I do this and other thing? And you're still trying to give, but you notice there's only little sprinkles. There's not a lot coming out of this cup. Whereas the other cup, it was running over, it was full. And because the cup was flowing, there was a lot more to give. So I just want to highlight here, I am not saying that there is anything wrong with giving to anyone or anybody. But what I am saying is that before you give to others, ensure that you give to yourself first. Because by you giving to yourself, you have the capacity to show up in a much fuller way in the world and be the highest expression of who you are. Today, I just wanted to paint a picture of how important it is that we really take amazing care of ourselves. I hope that picture was painted today. But before we go, I want to leave you with a quick action step for your mental push-up for the week. So the first thing is, I want you to identify what are your non-negotiable needs. Like, what are the things that you absolutely need to take care of yourself? This is an activity we did in my coaching group, and it was very helpful. So one of the things that I recognized by just writing those things down was that time alone was one of my non-negotiable needs. Fitness, exercise, reading, learning, growing, also living in my purpose. These are things that I need to feel whole and take amazing care of me. And so I would just challenge you to think about, what are your non-negotiable needs? What are the things that really fill you up? And then secondly, I would challenge you to think about, how can we work this into our week, this upcoming week? Please leave a comment below, and thank you to Cam Todd for sharing her thoughts in the comments. Please leave your comments on what are you gonna do this week to commit to taking care of yourself. What are some things that you're going to do? And so you don't have to start big. You can start small. So for instance, for me, I'm going to start with 10 to 30 minutes of just spending some time alone. Just no cell phone, nothing. Just straight chilling.
So these are my tidbits, words of wisdom for the week. Be bold, be brave, be you, because you are beautiful. But it's the dorky jock signing off, baby. And I am out.